I'm gonna have lots of chat to catch up on. Also, I'm very close to the microphone, so it's just Mimi came in here. Let me see if I can sneak on this comforter before she can jump on the bed. How's everybody doing? I'm gonna have lots of chat to catch up on. Also, I'm very close to the microphone, so that should be enough. Let me see if I can do chat right now. All right. Hello, King Ozzo, Cursed Calendar, Please More Cats, Phantom, Cecilia Aragorn, Zach, of course, and Kingslayer, welcome. All right. Yeah, Kitty is helping. I'm gonna have to catch up on actually reading the messages as well once I get a moment here. Cecilia Aragorn. Zach. Will I ever get a moment? That's the question. My phone is here. You're so... always has to be in motion. Wrong. I never, to your credit, I never said you weren't going to be here. I just thought that the stream had worked its sleep agency on you immediately. Okay. Nina's laying down over my earbuds. Yes, Zach is esteemed company. The Apollo Fan Club. Please More Cats asks, so Zach knows all the secret Saria song lore. It's spotty. It's here and there, but he definitely knows some very, very, very deep lore. He knows some deep, deep lore. It's true. Yes, practice. Practice. Saracen. Yeah, I've got an interesting shirt and shorts combination right now. I am not a Naruto watcher, so I can't speak to the rock-liness of it all. Cecilia says, Nina was so hyper today, too. She kept climbing up and down on my desk, lying down on my keyboard, yeah. Her brother does that. She loves to lay on the keyboard. King also says, I don't know if it's just me, but you sound very quiet compared to the music. Gosh dang it. I always forget whenever I do recording. One second. Gosh dang it. I always forget. More than a second, sorry. Alright, that should fix it. Sorry, everybody. I always forget to adjust it. We'll sit here for a moment because she is keen on my attention right now. Alright, that should... Yeah, exactly. Sorry, 1 second. Everybody. Cat says no. I always forget to adjust No. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I didn't mean to... No. No. On my attention right now. No. No. I'm so... Yeah, exactly. No. 1 second. Cat. I'm sorry. No. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I didn't mean to. No. No, no, no. I'm so sorry. Hi, Spooshy. Welcome. It's good to have you on another one of these. I hope everybody's doing all right today. Cecilia Aragorn asks how Zadia has been progressing. I have not really taken a look at it since last stream when things were not going so well with the game engine. I've been super tired the last few days, so I haven't done much in general. I did do a ton of work today. Not on Zadia, though. Alright, what is your goal now? Yeah, Rayla from the Artrios system. Yeah, I noticed that there was a person in that system named Rayla. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, I'm glad I noticed that in the rendering process. That's fine. That's annoying, but at least I noticed. Hopefully that'll be better. Yeah, King Ozo, that art, I haven't showed it to my friend yet, actually. I need to get on that, because that's exactly the sort of thing that gets me through the day, you know? That's the sort of thing that I live for. Cecilia says, I want to high-key just make comics with the diminished characters. That was not the cat that was thinking of that. That was thinking of that possibility. That was what caused that reaction. Lordy. Yeah, thank you so much, King Ozo. Once there is an ability, I will probably go ahead and show that. But right now I am occupied. Actually, I can use this arm, and she can nuzzle it, headbutt it. Oh, there she goes. Oh, we'll see. It always takes her a while to decide, to truly decide. King Ozza says, so is it safe to assume that nobody here is really into watching the Soup Bowl? I was watching it a bit. I'm looking at my stream and I noticed that there's something on my shirt. It was definitely on this. Aha! I've got you now! You can't escape! Wait, yeah, let me show some fan art first while I'm doing that over there. Yeah, Phantom was about to point that out, yeah. Saria Song versus Dust Speck. The match of the year. Let's see if this translates correctly. It did? No way. Impressive. Impressive. Well, that's nice. What is this? Hello there. My name is Test. I represent the person who made me. Recently, my creator got the idea to make a Diminish fan game. One that doesn't take place in the normal Diminish universe. An AU, if you will. There are many obstacles that he must face, however. The main problem that he's having right now is Apollo's animations. The only sprite that has been made is the one you see on screen right now. There's no guarantee that this project will ever see the light of day, but it's definitely worth a shot. Now, the reason why this video exists is because my creator must do something before development of this game must begin. He wants to check if it's okay with the creator of Diminish. So, what do you say, Saria? Is this okay with you? Yes. You have my full blessing. Best of luck. Don't feel any pressure or anything. But I would be very honored if you took a dive into this. In the name of Diminish. Thank you for asking, but absolutely, absolutely go for it. King Ozzo, did you just have a Twitter that was the same as your name? Just King Ozzo? The Dust Speck is the main antagonist of the Saria Song universe. Yes, I'm guessing that you're just... Right? Well, first I'll put it actually in view. Not Kin Ozzo. Webdings, yes. That'll make it easy to read. Okay, good. I'm glad I assumed correctly. Yes, everyone. Stay hydrated. These are not puppets, by the way. These are golf club head covers. And oh, you couldn't even see any of that. These are golf club head covers. Yes, I like to smell dryer sheets. What of it? Yes, golf puppets. The most underrated type of puppet. I don't have any diminished puppets. Sorry to disappoint. Alright, so I don't have any big plans for this stream. Just watching the Australian Open. Chilling. Maybe walking around a little bit. Because I haven't done any sort of exercise today. Well, there's no space in here to really walk around. Walk around. Walk around. Walk, 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 walk. Tick-tack goes the clock. And the party don't stop no. No, oh, oh, oh. Time to get DMCA'd. It's over for me. Well, guys, it's been fun. Are there 2 channels for this? There's so much happening. I guess not. That's a shame. Hello, Glitch. Glitch asks, does Diminish run on the same engine as Project Zadia? In terms of the actual game engine that it's made on, Godot game engine, yes. And also, Diminish did use the existing gameplay for Rayla in Project Zadia as a base. So yeah. Although it's a bit of a stretch to call what I have made an engine, like a physics engine, because it's very, very touch and go, but I think it did qualify as such. Saria exercise stream. It is a possibility. At some point. Probably not tonight. Hey, Venwaf. Welcome. I hope you are well. It is nice to see you. At one point I will be watching something, probably on my phone, but I'll be able to look up and keep up with chat while that's happening. I might pace around when I'm doing that. How's Red doing? I see, I see. Oh, Yells is streaming as well. Yeah, what's up with everybody? Give me updates, please. I'm desperate to feel like I'm a part of something socially. I feel like Kerber's put on a lot of muscle and I'm here for it. Maybe I just never noticed before, and she's just always been like that. I'm sure that'll become a staple of my stream, is just me making comments about the professional tennis scene as I'm watching, just completely out of context. Glitch says, weird question, but what is the width/height of pixels in the tiles in Diminish? That is not a weird question at all. I believe they're all 32 by 32 tiles that I use. Then Wolf says, piping hot news. I planted some flower seeds today. Yes! Yes! Yeah! Good job. Phantom says, working on a song for someone's OC named The Architect. I just felt like making a theme for it. Hope they like it. That's hardcore. I love it. I still have not sent you my Sonic scripts. I could do that right now, I suppose. Plants! Cursed Calendar says, I did not eat tomato soup today, surprisingly. Out. That's it, buddy. That's the last straw. I'm kidding, of course. I'm not the sort of person who is just able to make a joke like that and then not walk it back. Spooshy says, haven't been able to buy new fabric in a while, so I've got more scraps than anything else. So. Yeah, so you're more of an artist who is into fabric working, and I mean, it looked like when you were making the button, you had some serious tools there. Assuming that was your personal workspace. King Ozza says you have been ejected from Serious Stream. Say you later. Then Wolf says, you're not gonna believe this, but the beans I planted a week ago also sprouted today. Nice. I can't believe it. Phantom says, you planted plants, but did you harvest zombies? It begins. Spooshy says, yes, I love the tactile stuff. Yeah, I didn't know the actual term for it. That's awesome. I'm curious to see anything that you make. The button turned out so well. And I saw that you had a lot, of course. That's super hardcore. That's amazing. Spooshy says, quilting and crocheting have been big for me lately. I bet, yeah. Crocheting actually helped one of my close friends. Not just during the pandemic, but also when she was going through something really, really, really rough in her life and was dealing with a lot psychologically. Crocheting was one of her joys in life. And she hadn't done it before. She picked it up and was just doing it constantly, and crocheting was deeply helpful for her, so that is my experience with crocheting in my circle. My circle of life. Curse Calendar says, oh yeah. You're fine. Then Wolf says, I super want to get into amigurumi. Amigurumi. Don't know what that is, I'll look it up. I assume it's something tactile? Or is it with plants? Or is it tactile plant work? Oh, beautiful. Oh, that'd be super cool. Yeah, that has to be fun once you get into it. To anybody who doesn't know, amigurumi is like, is it crocheting or knitting? But it's making like little stuffed animals. Crocheted or knitted stuffed toy is a Japanese art of knitting or crocheting small stuffed yarn creatures. The word is a compound of the Japanese words ami, meaning crocheted or knitted, and kurumi, literally wrapping. There you go. Oh, Para's about to win? Maybe not. Yeah, this is definitely the sort of match that can... Yeah. I think Kerber might actually win this. She's down 6-love, 5-4. But I feel like she might win this match. I've seen this way too often in women's Grand Slam matches. You could make an amigurumi plant, yeah. I hear some kitten hijinks happening out there. Please feel free to bring your hijinks in here. Especially if your name is Lou, and the person who has never shown up here before. Juan, says Lucy. Hello, Lucy. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Spooshy says, I actually made a Halloween-themed quilt back in October that I'm really happy with. That is lovely. Slope of the day is 8 out of 31. Gorgeous. Gorgeous! Then Woff said, ooh, that sounds nice, and my brain immediately associated that with the slope of the day. I assume it was toward Spooshy's quilt. Oh, Paris trying to come back. This might be the most important point of the match right here. I'm shocked that that wasn't a double fault. King Ozza says, my friend's got a birthday coming up and I plan on drawing something for them. You would be a much better person than me if you did that, because I'm like behind on like 50,000 birthday or Christmas or holiday, any sort of gifts for people, that I was gonna draw things for them or make for them or buy for them, and I just am one of the worst gift givers of all time. Zach, actually, who you saw in chat earlier, I'm behind on like 5 gifts for him, and he's one of the best gift givers on the planet, so a bit of an uneven matchup there. Yeah, speaking of like tactile and stuff and making things, Zach is incredible at making stuff, especially his gifts. A good old linear slip of the day, yeah. Ooh, that's impressive. Yes, kind boy, sweet boy, yes indeed. That is he. I actually have a lot of things that he made for me that I can straight up just look up and see right now. A lot of them are personal, so I don't know if I'd share them, but... Theory, Zach is Pete Bob. Wow, that would be deep. Oh, Zach actually replied, I'm not the best, I just enjoy making things for people. And it's very appreciated. He also likes to bake and cook too, especially baking pastries, and they're always exquisite. It's always one of my favorite things in the world. Venwoff says, I want to make music for my friends and gift them. Is that weird? I don't think so. I mean... Well... Weird is, of course, a very relative thing, and weird is often a good thing, so... I think that is a very good kind of weird if it's weird. I think its uncommonness might make it special, and I feel like there's definitely something to be said for that. Spooshy says, just the making is the fun part, being any good at it comes secondary. Pete Bob. Pete Bob. Are you not... Is this not tennis anymore? Did it just automatically switch channels, or...? Okay. Team! Dominic Team. Hello, my name is Dominic Team. I am a tennis player from Austria. Sorry. I'm currently playing for my second Grand Slam title during the Australian Open this week. Lucy says, weird is more often good than bad. Cecilia says, like if for my gift, I wouldn't complain at all for receiving song or music or literally anything. It's all about the thought anyway, yeah? Phantom says, cooking is really fun. I really enjoy experimenting. Yeah, I need to get into it for that reason, because I feel like it would really be up my alley in terms of someone who has always loved customization and trying things out, and individuality. Spooshy says, yeah, a music gift sounds really sweet. I'm sure whoever you gift it to would love that. King also says, like, if someone made a grunge song or just any song in general specifically for me, then I would be absolutely flattered. Then Wolf says, yeah, I got it. I'll make them a game with music. That way they can also get into the TGIF business. Genius. Genius, I say! Brilliant! My computer seems to be doing alright right now. It is a wooden desk, so hopefully that worked. Check out the YouTube channel, see what's going on there, if anything. Well, actually, can I do that? Because I guess it's kind of important that I'm signed into this one, being that I'm streaming right now. Yeah, it seems like Lucy is quite deep into the ARG thing. Lucy is 2.5 years younger than me. Oh no, that's 3.5 years younger than me. Kingslayer says, my birthdays generally consist of Magic the Gathering. That sounds like a time to be had by all. Cecilia says, the first ARG I ever participated in, Lucy was there, surprisingly. Were the two of you one of those moments in the diminished server that was like the Spider-Man meme where both Spider-Mans are pointing at each other? Because that happens several times in the server, I noticed. Oh, Diaz got through. Diaz. Yeah. Ah. The funny calendar man looking into Godot. Documentation is still somewhat sparse for Godot at this point, but it's definitely getting way better than it was a few years ago when I was first getting into it, so... Kids Can Code is a YouTube channel that has some good stuff for Godot learning. I also used an open source game made in Godot to try and teach myself a lot of things by looking at it and see how it was constructed. But unfortunately that game was made on like the very first version of Godot, so a lot of what it does is completely irrelevant now. But it did help me because I was using Godot 2 at the time, which was much more similar to Godot 1. Phantom says, Anomaly. I've been experiencing an uncountable number of synchronicities since 2016. It's embarrassing that number was the word that tripped me up. Lucy says, I know Netics / Please More Cats from a few other places, not limited to Pet Scored. Nice. King also says, coding looks like it would open a lot of doors, but at the same time, it might as well be completely alien to me. Like magic voodoo men working number magic. Coding is... it is kind of like a complete other planet. It's just so deep. It's so deep. Me in having rudimentary knowledge in Python and GDScript, which are mostly the same language, just different applications. It's like, imagine the regular internet, and I am 0.00001% into that part of the internet, and then there's the deep web. So I'm like 0.000000000000000000001% into the programming realm, and I could have just used a more appropriate number convention, which is like 1 times 10 to the negative 3 billion. That's how good of a programmer I am. And that is a number that if you tried to actually imagine in your head, your brain would probably turn into a black hole immediately. And it would be a black hole so large that the entire universe would be destroyed. It does not take a large exponent in 1 times 10 to the negative blah in order for the number to be just unthinkably small. Cecilia says, Ozzy, programming is always going to seem like that until you get in on it. It's much easier than it looks. It just takes time, effort, and allowing yourself to fail more than you've ever failed before. Yeah, Cecilia is correct. I went in on the angle of like, yeah, programming, it's just like a completely other world, which is true. But yeah, I'm glad that Cecilia took that angle at it, that approach to it that I kind of was forgetting, which, yeah, like, I mean, even though I am on an unthinkably rudimentary programming path right now, I'm still able to create something like Diminish with it. So that just speaks to how wide the world of programming is, but it also speaks to what you can do with it, and if you want to, then give it a shot, absolutely. Phantom says coding is tedious. It depends, because I find programming to be one of the more rewarding things in my life right now. It's so much dopamine whenever you're solving problems and getting immediate results, which game design tends to be something well suited to that. Other aspects of programming, maybe not so much, but especially when you have to wait to compile code and stuff like that. King also says, I mean, hey, if you can code entire games with negative skill, it must not... Well, it's not negative skill, it's just a very, very, very small number of skill, of positive skill. But King also says it must not be that hard. And again, that's extremely relative. And that's just because I zeroed in on the exact application of programming that I wanted. And that made it into such a small bite size that I was able to chew on, and that I was willing to chew on. And that was the key to success in my standpoint. And it's a programming language that's very easy to learn. Python is very beginner friendly. And GDScript, as I mentioned, is basically Python. Kingslayer says the hard part isn't making, it's the debugging. Yeah, debugging is the part that is tedious. In my mind, it can be, yeah. Like when you get to bugs that, and this always happens, it's just a truth of programming. You always find bugs that will haunt you anywhere from an entire session to years. It's just a part of the game. King also says, I know one of my friends started with Scratch. I assume you mean the programming program. I might use that. Scratch is, of course, extremely limited in many regards, but I think people have made reputable games with Scratch. So if you're talented enough, you can make it work. But Scratch is also a good way to learn the basic conventions of the problem-solving aspects of programming, and to learn how basic programming ideas and functions work, like if statements and for loops and all that stuff. Then Wolf says, imagine testing your code. BMB, welcome. BMB says, most of the games people love have borderline spaghetti code. Yeah, I should probably be less hard on my code, even though it is very bad. It's probably like a kid becoming an adult and thinking that they're just going to be way smarter and know everything about the world when they become an adult, but it turns out you're just the same person, you're just older. I wonder if it's like that with me being, me programming the game the way I am. Maybe it's not as different from a good programmer as I think it is, but it probably is. It probably is. My code probably is that bad. Because it's making the game run way slower than it should be running. Yeah, King also meaning baby's first code. Yeah, go for it, because yeah, it is a pretty awesome feeling when you're writing your first like basic programs and you're making the computer do awesome things that are like really useful, like making sorting programs and stuff, and then you realize maybe I am able to actually make things for myself that I'll be able to use that will make my life easier. That's a pretty cool feeling. B&B asks, have you seen Undertale's code? I have not, and it wouldn't be immediately meaningful to me because I haven't done that much work in GameMaker. I haven't learned GameMaker's programming language that deeply, but I did used to use the older versions of GameMaker that kind of, I think they came with computers for a time, free. But at that time, I only used like the drag and drop functionality. B&B says it's ultra spaghetti. Good on Toby Fox. I mean, I imagine that a lot of one-person developers who make games like Undertale are mostly artists first. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. And so they, in the programming realm, they're just all about getting it to work the way that they imagine, and whatever it takes, as long as it works, and as long as it works well. In the end, it's all about the result. Spooshy says, I mean, Undertale's code doesn't need to be very tidy since the actions you can take throughout the game are ultimately very limited. And that's an interesting point. There's not a whole lot you can do to break the game during normal gameplay. Yeah, I mean, the combat, with all of the different paths you can take, all the different options that are available to you at any given moment, and then once you get into the combat itself, the combat's pretty amazing. And of course, in concept, both the overworld stuff and the combat stuff is simple. But the game just has so much going on inside. But I see what you mean, of course. And of course, I don't mean like there's a ton going on compared to like some, I don't want to compare it to like a game that might not be objectively better than it, just like a game with a crap ton of stuff going on, you know, like some sort of AAA game that is just full to the brim of features that you never even knew could exist. And that's like the name of the game is just how many features it has and how many things that you can do. But Undertale still has a lot going on. Even if it is, at its core, a somewhat basic game. Then Wolf said, I remember there being a check, like, while Donkey Kong is the best Nintendo character. That is so Toby Fox. That's so Toby Fox. I approve. And yeah, that would be possibly tedious to, that can't have been, a variable that was used very often. If it was, then my god. It would be easy to search for that, in a way. You wouldn't type in one word and then have a bunch of things come up that aren't relevant to what you're searching for. Spooshy says, I mean, of course, it's a very dense game, and it has a lot of story and gameplay options, but most of those options are select something in dialogue box, talk to a specific character, yeah. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I actually do have to switch accounts really quickly. Hopefully this doesn't mess anything up. It shouldn't. I'd be really surprised if it did. Oh, that's cool. Sorry, that was contextless. Yeah, I see what you mean. It makes it... Yeah, a game like that, it's easier to get away with spaghetti code. Yeah, I see what you mean. Absolutely. Sims soundtrack. Aerobics Apollo, yes! I'm glad I kept it up that long so you could see it. Sims soundtrack. Welcome. Yeah, King Azo made that a reality. I'm so glad as well. This makes the entire universe a better place to be in. B&B says, Half-Life 1's flag names are a lot of the time jokes. There's a flag that spawns 2 enemies, and in the code, it's called Banjo and Kazooie. Nice. Sorry, clicky clicky. Tappy tappy. Also, can you hear the TV? Not that I'd be, like, horrified if you heard the TV. It's just a tennis tournament, but... Spoochy says, I just also think there's a lot of value in figuring out where you need to clean up and where you can get away with keeping it messy. King also says, I think an opposing force, or maybe blue shift, the code just keeps getting progressively more and more vulgar as the devs are all like, WTF is happening. Denwolf says, Valve game code is so funny. How has everyone but me seen all these game codes? Devs just have mental breakdowns and comments on the notes. Oh yeah, I mean, comments have got to be useful for that reason. I have seen some comments stuff from programmers. Cecilia says, I love that devs do that. I'd like to hide nice fun things for anyone looking for it in my code, yeah. that'd be interesting to look into for sure, King Ozo. Marina won her first match back? Wow. Okay, at this time I will be probably pacing around watching a video on my phone, but I will check back in and try and keep up with chat, answer more questions if they're there. From the TF2 source code. This seems like a bad idea, but it's fine for now. Lovely. Spooshy said, yeah, I love how stuff like that really helps you feel like you're playing something made by another person. There's something so human and so personal about that. Little pieces of people and the art they made. Reminds me of another piece of media I think we're all interested in. The Jakester, yo! Welcome, good to see you. Where the next Project Zadia update? Season 4 ain't coming until 2022. Is that confirmed? In which case, yeah, I have some... That's the perfect opportunity for me. But yeah, next update, not sure. Like, I want to start getting the demo ready before I make an update. But yeah, I'm starting to get serious about switching my focus over to that again. Not completely away from Diminish, but I think so. Okay, well, that's my chance. This is my chance to be exactly what I wanted Project Zadia to be, which is the thing that holds people over. Well, yeah, I saw that. I wasn't sure if that meant that it was gonna hold it until 2022, but yeah, it did say that they couldn't promise anything. But good to see you. Hope you enjoy. Hope you're doing well. Feed the fans! Kitty! Come on! Where are you going? What do you think you're doing? Yeah, Jakester says, it felt to me like they're nowhere close to having Season 4 done, just my humble opinion. And I personally wouldn't mind, because I would love to be able to provide all that fill-in content. King Ozza says, so what new games have people in chat been playing recently, or just new things in general? Indeed. I've been playing a lot of Diminish lately. Last 3 months or so. Can you guys see what I'm doing? This might look really weird. Like I'm petting my cat. Ooh, quite a bit that I missed here. Quite a bit. Holy moly. That question really got people talking. Challenge runs, Animal Crossing, Risk of Rain, Ultrasun, Kitty, DualShock, controller. No, that, yeah, not the game, the controller. Sims 4, okay, that's what you said. ROR, oh yeah, Risk of Rain Run. Risk of Rain Run. Lethal League Blaze. Awesome. Cecilia says, God, life feels great. Already I was just a happy person from before, overcoming depression a long time ago. But since these streams started and I met a lot of people, it's been crazy good. King also says, congrats. I second that. But also, wow, it's pretty ridiculous to be a part of that. And I'm only a small part in terms of the people here are concerned. This is a lovely community that I'm just a part of, but it's cool to have been cultivating that. And it's been pretty lovely. I'm so happy that it's been doing that for you. Congruent depression more than clinical, so overcoming it was a thing. Yeah, depression is very much come and go for me, and it's pretty pervasive and pretty... Hello! Anyway, that's wonderful to hear. I'm glad life is good for you.
How is it possible that you do that every single time, Katie?
I'll be right back, everybody. I have to feed this monster. I'll be right back. I'm back.
Mimi's back. She is such a follower.
You're in my chair now. You are Saria now. You have my blessing.
She went under my bed.
back. My offering was not enough for you. I'll catch up with you guys in a moment. True content on this stream right now, I know. This is the stuff that's gonna get me $1 billion. What are you doing? Okay, I watched what I needed to watch. I'm back. Sorry, Kitteen. Alright, sorry everybody. Stream's great. Good. Just me not even being here for some of it, and then when I am here, I'm not even paying any attention. I'm just wandering around the room. Good to know, good to know. I'll keep that sort of content going. Okay, let's see how much I have to catch up on. It was probably more in-chat conversations, but just in case there's something that I should pay attention to. Yes! Come on, team. Actually, there's a tie-break that I really need to be watching right now. Ah, perfect. I'll do it between points. I'm gonna turn up the TV as well. Come on, team. Celeste, yeah, Celeste. How aggressively said hello. Everybody staying hydrated? Hi, kitty. There's nothing more I'm gonna do for you right now except pet you and love you. I just gave you food. You probably had some very recently before that as well. And my god, it's almost been 2 hours. How is that possible? This is a nice rally. Saria's on vacation. Cat is now Saria. Audio stream or belong to Cat. You are on the way to destruction. You have no chance to survive. Make your time. Ha, ha, ha. King Ozzo, you know what's funny is that I listened to an entire 80s workout playlist while making that drawing. You are what we should all aspire to be. They set us up the catnip. The jams. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't mention how next level Zach's hugs are. This is true. Detroit, become hydrated. Spooshy says, I've been bad about hydration today. 2 coffees and no water in the last 3 hours. How are you not dead? Oh, yes. Sorry. It's just, Dominic Team's backhand down the line. It's, yeah. What are you doing? Kingslayer says, I feel sad. I haven't been able to start my project. Apparently, we ain't got a whetstone. Whetstone. That's too bad. We're... Phantom says, gotta sleep. Alright. Gotta sleep now! Gotta sleep now! Alright. Have a good one. Sleep well, Phantom. Glad to see you. Yep. Oh, that was close. Nice. You're tearing me apart, Lisa! I need to see that movie. I have to appreciate that movie. Cecilia says, I honestly never realized G Fuel meant gamer fuel. I only realized after someone said gamer fuel and I was like, WTF lol, that sounds stupid. I am G Fuel. That's why I have to stay out of any social situation, of course, that's the reason. Also, Cecilia, I see why you think that I'm saying Cecilia a lot of the time, because I think the way my L comes out gets kind of caught between L and R sometimes. My speech patterns are a little lispy. Like, they're so, like, in between in many phonetic areas. And I'm not trying to poo-poo my voice, because I know I have a decent voice, but I'll turn this down now that the tie break's over. Cecilia says, I noticed that it's similar to the way you say R in Japanese. Maybe that's why it sounds familiar. That's why it sounds familiar in a way to me. Water plus Saria. Yeah, mix me into some water and you got yourself a good energy drink. King also says, I feel your pain. A lot of the time my L's sound like W's and it makes it sound like I'm doing the furry voice. Oh, pain, he says. Oh. Unfortunate. Kingslayer says, I can't say mirror correctly. Don't know why. I always pronounce it as mirror. Mirror. Interesting. That's unique, though. I kind of like that. Mirror. Oh, yeah, I think that is more toward a usual dialect, more than any sort of, like, vocal infirmity that you have. Cecilia says, sounds like what? What do you mean? There is actually something that King Ozo made in which we could hear his voice. I don't know if he was putting on an accent or if that was his real dialect, but if either way, I think he has a pretty good voice. I always try and be extremely, I mean, for many reasons, I try and be, like, very solid with my diction in general, and really enunciate. Is Zverev actually going with the sleeveless? Wow. Bringing it back. I respect it. Yo, nice! I hope he makes a big run just for that. Anyway, but, like the word mirror, I really try to emphasize the word horror. I always try and say it like that, horror. Also, this is a cool little number that's going on right now. 11 watching now, started streaming 111 minutes ago. 11111, I like it. How do you spell error? Yeah, words like that I really try and bring out both of the big consonant stuff there. Big consonant stuff! You won't believe. Yeah, King Ozo, I think your voice is nice. Also, I'm curious, was that your usual manner of speaking, or were you, applying an accent for the bit? Because it was a great bit, by the way. It was honestly quite high quality. You were putting on an accent, okay. That's pretty nice. I mean, obviously, I don't hail from the region of the dialect in which you were emulating, but I thought you did an excellent job emulating that announcer voice from that specific British flair. I thought you captured a lot of the little details as far as I can tell. That was an absolutely wonderful performance. Lucy says, horror for me sounds horror. Horror what? Oh, that is such an original joke. King also says, I love doing impressions and accents. It is so much fun, and I can tell that you love it because it seems like it's something that you do often, because I thought it was very well done. That's a good shot. Milk is milk. That one drives people nuts. Yeah, Lucy says, because I drop the or sometimes I get in trouble. Yeah, that's I try to avoid that. God, it's been almost 2 hours. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous! It's so ridiculous! Have I said that already? Oh, Red did a short stream. Oh, yeah, that's to be expected. Yeah, sorry about that reaction. I thought that I was witnessing, I was stepping into like this absurd world record speedrun, but I realized that that was before the point that all of those paces are ended, usually. They move! They move! They move! Check into my friend's stream really quick.
That one was Tampa for J-Dub. J-Dub would like this marble to be named Bucks. There we go. Excellent. It's working. Oh, you know what?
I just realized that the speedrun in question just got an absurd world record today. I'm sorry. And I'm checking in on that moment. I'll mute the desktop audio for a second, in case he...
Welcome in, folks, from Zopmeister's stream. My name is Yelsrick, and I have lost my marbles. What were you streaming tonight, Zop? It's good to see you. Nice. Very cool. I hope it was a fun stream. So thanks again for the raid.
I'll get the chill beats back in a moment, everybody. Thank you for being patient, and thank you for being. Thank you for everything.
He still made that frame roll. Drawbridge must have been hella good. Okay, you're still ahead. Thanks, and thank you for the good luck, Saria. Sour, please. Hammer 4. Too far inside. Got hammer.
Okay, I'll bring the beats back in.
Sideswipe, if you look at the run, his heart rate monitor is up there. So you can see.
I can't wait to check out that run later. Okay, beats are back. And back to the chat. Tennis speedrun world record reaction. Funny enough, the streamer that I was just in the stream of, the first time I went into their stream, he was streaming a tennis game and going for the world record. And he got it. A couple of streams later, or was it that stream? So funny that you say that. I was thinking about maybe drawing something, but getting a bit hungry and the tennis is getting really good, so I might call it fairly early. We'll see. I'll give it a few minutes. Think about it. Saria, Speed Raw. Yeah, Kingslayer, if you have a game that you'll just never ever tire of playing, speedrunning is an amazing way to enjoy that game. And there is the thought, the train of thought that speedrunning can ruin it for you casually, and that can happen, but honestly, the game, my favorite speed game is a game that speedrunning it every single day, like in an intense grind at one point, still hasn't ruined for me. It's only been a glorious experience so far, so I say go for it, especially if you notice that your game doesn't have a speedrunning community or any sort of like submitted times on the leaderboards. Then you can be a world record holder. And you can maybe start a community. That's sort of what happened with my game, and the community hasn't really gotten off the ground yet, but I was able to meet a person that I've respected and admired for years in the Super Smash Bros. Community, Red, a former world number 53 in Super Smash Bros. Melee professional scene, because he took the world record for me in my speed game a couple of years ago, and when I noticed, that was sort of the moment when I realized what it was like to be a competitive speedrunner and have the fire lit in me. And then we became friends, and that is pretty cool. And then one of my longtime friends also got into the chase and took one of my other world records away from me at one point. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's River City Ransom EX King Ozo. Or the Japanese version is Downtown Nikits Monogatari. Monogatari? Monogatari? I don't know how that's pronounced. Downtown Nikits Monogatari? Monogatari? Just repeat that sequence over and over. I just get caught in this verbal loop. EX. River City Ransom EX. That's the game. If you look up Serious Song 2 on YouTube, you'll see a bunch of videos of me improving the world record. I'm, how many months now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm 4 months late on uploading my most recent world record. And I need to make guides for it as well. Yeah, and the speedrun that I commentated at AGDQ this year was the original River City Ransom for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was a race between the top 2 runners in that game. And I did have the 7th best time in that game at one point. I believe I have the 9th or 10th best now, something like that. But I have a decent run in that game as well. But that game is infuriating to speedrun, and it has ruined that game for me in a way. It is one of the most infuriating possible experiences to me. If you think that I get rowdy while playing Diminish, you have no idea. God, that game is just absolutely the devil. And it is really fun. I still love the game. It's still awesome. But when you try to speedrun it, that's when it's just borderline unenjoyable. I don't even know if I should say borderline. It just... it's hell. It really is. But the guy whose stream that I just went into, not only did he get the world record in that tennis game the first time that I went to see his stream, he also was the world record holder in River City Ransom several times, and he was one of the people who raced in the race that I commentated at AGDQ. Heck of a world we live in, right? And I was also able to become his friend through this. That's another amazing part about picking up speedrunning and getting into the community as a whole, developing your own community, is the incredible people that you meet and are able to enrich your life with as a result. And you become part of their life as well. It's kind of ridiculous. Alright, Svera, let's see what you got. Yeah, it has been some unbelievable opportunities that I've been able to have through the speedrunning realm. Lucy says, tennis and! Tennis and! Kingslayer says, don't know what game I could do. Most games I play aren't generally speedrunnable. What do you mean? What games do you like to play, if you don't mind sharing? Because in some cases, you would be surprised. Tennis, but like Punch-Out. I do have an idea for another game. I've had this idea for a few years now, and I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried to make a proof of concept. Because I think once I make the proof of concept, there's a lot that I'd be able to do with it, but it involves tennis and puzzles. And that pretty much gives you the idea for the game, but don't tell anybody, please. But it's much more than that, but you know. Please More Cat says, any game can be speedran if you are dedicated enough. And I think to an extent that is absolutely true. Curse Calendar says, okay, so it's like really late for me right now, so I'm gonna go today. I got Apollo to slide. Love y'all. Yo, Cursed, I saw that actually. Gordian, you have a lovely night. Thank you for stopping in. As always, it was lovely to have your presence. Sleep well. And good luck. It really delights me that you are thinking of getting into that project, and I'm delighted to see where it might go. And if not, then that's totally fine. Just chase your happiness. This is a good tie break. Kingslayer says roguelikes, card games, MOBAs, and Dark Souls series, but I'm not entirely sure of other games I can do here. Dark Souls definitely has a large community of speedrunners around it. Some MOBAs, I think so as well. Lots of roguelikes have communities around them, and all of these communities also have like guides for you and references and resources that you can use to get into speedrunning them. Card games? Probably. I'm sure most card games have speedruns out there. But that doesn't mean you have to speedrun them if you don't want to. Like, if it's a type of game that you feel like you wouldn't have fun speedrunning, even if it's possible to, then you don't have to speedrun them. For sure. Because that's the main thing. You have to enjoy it. There has to be something about the grind. If you get passionate about grinding it, there has to be something about it that isn't, like, just purely unenjoyable. It should feel rewarding, it should feel fun, it should feel, you know, like you're getting something out of it every time. Or not, if not every time, because that's not possible, but it should feel like you're doing something that you enjoy, you know? Like when you look back at all the time you're spending on it, you're at peace with that. You're at peace with, like, you know that it's something that you want to do. I'm rambling. I know that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I just thought I should point it out. But yeah, one of these times, of course, I'm going to keep working on that commission here for the tricking company. But I also feel like maybe drawing Sonic characters at some point, drawing more Apollo stuff, the works. I think I might actually call it. Yeah, I might hop off, do some other things tonight. This has been, as always, a true privilege and a blast. To the point that I don't want to go, but I'm feeling at peace with that decision, so... Say I hate you, I'm sleepy now. Yep. Well, you lasted this long. Lucy says, y'all know what game I've speedran inadvertently? Melee. Yep. That has plenty of speedruns as well. Kingslayer. Sonic! Kingslayer says, it's mostly just me doing something that's hard to do. That's pretty much my main drive. I'm kind of weird like that. No, I think that's very normal. I think that's very natural. Being challenged by something and finding that to be a rewarding and, you know, something that you want to keep doing. A thrill. You did last, yeah. King also says, I didn't want to mention it during the stream because I didn't want to jinx it. Jinx what? Oh, that Cecilia had stayed awake this long. Yeah, but, thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity to hang out in an environment that makes me so freaking happy. And for, of course, supporting Diminish and being supportive in general. I wish you all the very, very best that life has to offer. And I'll be doing this again. And until then, have a great one. Dream on, friends. Peace. I love you so much.